Everyone, welcome to the porch. I'm probably not going to be able to record a very long video today because it is crazy hot and the sun is going to be moving, I guess, this way, which means there will be more and more sun on the spot where I am, and it's already over 90 degrees here. I think I heard on the news earlier we are heading near triple-digit temperatures today, and it's not even the end of May. We're making up for having a really cool spring. Mother's Day is the coldest Mother's Day I can ever remember. I mean, like, I was wearing a pretty heavy sweater on Mother's Day, so I guess we're just making up for lost time. I remember May, gosh, in the 80s, where we hit triple digits at the end of May. I remember it distinctly because I was playing the piano for a wedding and the air conditioning was not working in the church. Really stands out for me. All right, folks. Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Kay. Did I say that already? Welcome to Bead Sisters. How do you like these toppers for my pair eyeglasses? I have a video of unboxing, giving you my review of my pair eyeglasses. My opinion has not changed. They're very good. The prescription is good. I'm really happy with it. The fit is good. And I'm having a great time with the toppers. These, I will pull these off. They go on with magnets. So I can wear just these base frames, or I can put little interesting toppers. This is brown and red. And if you are interested in glasses from Pair, I will pop a link down below. It will give you $25 off a purchase of $60 or more. And if you use that link, which is my referral code, it gives, as I said, you $25 off. It also gives me what amounts to a $25 credit on their website. It's their reward point system, but it amounts to the same discount for me. So I would invite you to do that and check out their website and see what you can find. I have some reward points I can currently use, and I've got some ideas for some new toppers. Well, let's talk knitting. First off, the Goldfish memory shawl is finished. Ends woven in, blocked. Look how big this thing is. Okay, it starts with some garter stitch stripes. It's got this little slip stitch thing in there. And then, I think there were some more slip stitches in this section. There we go. And then this garter stitch stockinette stripe. What else? Stockinette stripe. Lace. Garter stripe. See that? There it goes. More of that stockinette garter stripe thing. I love how this looks. Don't you love that? And then the last section is lace. I had said I was going to skip, I think it was this section, but I just really love that garter and stockinette stripe thing, so I went ahead and did it. No, not that. Yes, that. Yes. Anyway, I just love those. There. So, done. I'll put in a picture so you can hopefully get an idea of the whole thing, but it's huge. That is the Goldfish Memory Shawl by Casapinka. Really fun, not difficult pattern, and it uses 3 skeins of yarn. Okay, I have picked back up my Curling Mist socks that I started last fall. It's in my Apple Whimsy Stitches bag. The colorway is from Hypnotic Yarn. It was their November colorway, and it's called Apple Crisp. So I got a theme going here. This is sock number 2. I am past the heel and onto the foot of sock number 2. I love this ribbed heel flap. Isn't that super cool looking? And it's just, it stops doing the twist pattern. You do this little 1x1 cable twist in it, and then on the heel you continue the ribbed part, but you skip the little twisted stitch. And I just think it makes for the neatest looking little heel. Look at that. Come on. Sort of, kind of. This is sock number 1 that's done. Oh, hello, hummingbird. I don't know if you can hear that. Look at this swirl. Again, it's from Hypnotic Yarn. It was in the November, I think, Yarnable box. And again, can you see this heel? Kind of. Where it does this little, that garter thing. I love, not garter, ribbing thing. Really, really like it. The Curling Mist Socks, that is by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. Do you like my little gnome pillow? I love these guys. I ordered these on Amazon. They have them, gnome pillow covers in lots of different seasonal things. Oh, that is a really nice breeze. I had a gnome pillow cover out here for, I think it was St. Patrick's Day, holding up clover or something. So I really enjoy them. I'm very excited to have this one. I've got another one over here that's got a pinwheel on it. Came in the same set. I just ordered them on Amazon. Did I say that? All right. What else is on my list? I have stuff on my list. Ah. Oh, something else that I forgot to bring down. I'll get that in a minute. Okay, let's start with, I got a box in the mail from Australia. This is my basket with minis from Helen Stewart that I just mentioned with the Curling Mist Socks. I have opened it, but I haven't looked. So let's see. Oh, look. There's a note with my name on it. Oh, and purple tissue paper. Very fancy. Let's see. Oh, how pretty. That needs to be framed. Look at that. Let's see what it says. Horniman Museum and Gardens. The Horniman is home to extraordinary collections of natural history, anthropology, and musical instruments, an acclaimed aquarium, and 16 acres of beautiful gardens. It says this is a round, multicolored paper cut with cockerels from Poland, late 20th century. So yeah, oh yeah, you can kind of see them. Like right here. I have a chicken story, or two. Ah, dear Kay, thank you for purchasing this little basket of minis. Happy knitting, love, Helen. Is that focusing, maybe? Anyway, how pretty is that? Okay, let's see what's in here. Oh, that linen is so gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, it feels really sturdy too. CH for Curious Handmade. Pretty tag. And look at this little minis. Oh goodness, I have a plan for these. Look at those little hand wound balls. Oh, the Shawl Society. Oh, I love it. I have a bag, a particular tote bag that I put all my pins on, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. Look at these reds. A lot of soft colors, but a few that are a little more stand out. How gorgeous. That's five-ish inches across. A little more. You can see the bottom. Okay, so I have a plan for how I'm going to use these minis. Oh, and I think it's reversible. I think I can switch that around. Kind of like this though. So I started looking for pattern ideas, and I started with Helen's patterns because I thought, how fun would it be to make something from one of her patterns from yarn that I got from her. And I looked at several things, but I decided on the dwelling cushion. So it's a cushion cover. The pattern is designed for a 16-inch square cushion. I have a 16-inch square cushion cover, but the other option is to make some adjustments in the pattern, which I think there's some guidelines on how to do that. And you could make it larger or smaller depending on what your needs are. So the dwelling cushion. Now, here's the other thing. It calls for DK weight yarn. My plan is to stripe fingering weight minis with a neutral, and I think I'll have to check gauge, but I think that might work fairly well. So that is currently my plan. This is one that I dyed. This is Ecru and my Kiowa fingering base. It's a superwash merino nylon blend. So very excited to get that going. I currently only have the Curling Mist socks as well as the Alias cardigan and the Copper Canyon, I think that's the name of it, cardigan. I haven't worked on those very much lately because I was really focused on getting the Goldfish memory shawl done, and now I'm focusing on getting the Curling Mist socks done. Those should be done fairly soon if I don't have any particular interruptions. I may end up popping it in here. I'm gonna have to go get something, and I may end up filming inside because gosh, it's getting hot out here. Hi, I'm back. I'm inside where it's cool, and I want to show you the quilt project that I want to do. This is from a summer, I think it was 2015, block magazine from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. And this is the one. This is done as just a wall hanging size. And these little tumbler blocks are cut from 5-inch squares. So I was gonna see if there's a picture, kind of. Okay, so this is a block, is that focusing? Yes. So you can see these little tumbler shapes that they're cutting. My plan is, instead of using 5-inch blocks, I'm going to use a layer cake with 10-inch blocks. And I have a tumbler ruler. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm going to use this. You can't really see that at all, can you? But my plan is to use this to cut much larger shapes. And this is, I think, intended for, yeah, it says use a 10-inch square. So this is intended for 10-inch squares. So this is going to be more lap size than wall hanging size, which is what I want. This is one that I made last year, maybe, something like that. I just love the fabric, so I kind of threw together something relatively simple. So, but I wanted to take a spot either here or somewhere else. I've got mostly blue and white stuff out right now. I want to put those out for the summer while I have my red, white, and blue decorations. I also have backing fabric. Let me see, is it focusing? Did that work? Did it focus when I get my face out of there? Let me take it out of the bag. I have some white as well. I may need it for border sashing, but if not, I've got plenty of uses for just some plain white. It's coming off kind of cream in this light, but it's a fairly bright white. This is the backing fabric, which matches this layer cake. I don't want to pull the whole thing out because I'm not really sure how long it's going to be till I get this. Sorry, that was kind of noisy. Probably not until June, but this will give you some idea of the fabrics. There's some really dark reds. Let's see. See that stripe? Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? I like this one if I can pull it out. Come on. It says Old Glory, and it's mostly red. There might be a blue or white version of that. So anyway, I've got this layer cake to use. It is from Moda. She said with a confidence she did not feel. Yes, Moda Primitive Gatherings. So there, I think it was like a club layer cake. I've never been a part of the club, so I obviously bought it after the club closed when they had some extras, but I really, really like these fabrics, and I think it's gonna make a really fun version of this. Where this has purple around the outside, I will likely have white. We'll see. Anyway, Block Magazine from 2015. Yes, 2015. But as I said earlier, I think that you can get this pattern as an individual pattern also from Missouri Star Quilt Company. It's called You're a Grand Old Flag, and it is by Natalie Earnhardt. All right, everybody, now that I've gotten nice and cool inside the house, I am also going to include some video of a huge chicken egg that we recently got. Take care, everybody. Oh, did you notice my hair is shorter? My hair had not been cut since last summer, and it was getting oppressive. So I got, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches cut off yesterday, and it feels so much better. I don't know if it looks better, but it feels better. All right, I finished the Doomsday Mother book. That's the Lori Vallow Daybell story. Completely finished that one. It's the woman that she and husband number 5 are accused of killing not only 2 of her children, but his wife, her husband, and maybe somebody else. Anyway, this gives a lot, the Doomsday Mother book gives a lot of background into her childhood, his childhood, and then kind of gets you up to roughly the end of December, beginning of January of this year. So if you're familiar with the story, this will probably give you some background information. And if you're not familiar at all, it will definitely get you up to speed. But Doomsday Mother by, I don't remember the first name, but the last name is Glatt, I think. Glatt is the author. Okay. True crime is apparently my thing currently. This is another one that I got from the library. It's called Bone Deep. This is the story of the Betsy Faria murder. She was the victim, and her husband was actually sent to prison for the murder, but he didn't do it. Spoiler alert. I don't know if I've talked about this on video. I don't think I have. I think I have on audio. If you look, this is the case that inspired the podcast and series, The Thing About Pam, which was done by Dateline and Keith Morrison. So check that one out. If you've not listened to it before, that will give you a good framework for this book. But Bone Deep, this one's pretty new. This one just arrived in my library in April, so pretty new. Okay, again, true crime. This I actually ordered from Amazon. I've not started this one, but it's called The Real Sherlock Holmes, The Hidden Story of Jerome Caminata by Angela Buckley. So I'll read you the blurb on the back. On 6 December 1886, Arthur Foster leaves the Queen's Theatre, Manchester, with a pocket full of gold and a lady bedecked with diamonds on his arm. He hails a hansom cab, unaware that a detective has been trailing him as he crisscrossed the streets of the city. As the cab pulls away, the detective slips inside and arrests the infamous Birmingham forager. He was sneaking around collecting mushrooms and herbs. Not really. The detective is Jerome Caminata, legendary policeman and real-life Victorian super sleuth. A master of disguise with a keen eye for detail and ingenious methods of detection, Caminata is at the top of his game, tracking notorious criminals through the seedy streets of Manchester's underworld. Relentless in his pursuit, he stalks pickpockets and poisoners, unscrupulous con artists, and cold-blooded murderers. His groundbreaking detective work leads to the unraveling of classic crime cases such as the Hackney Carriage murder in 1889, secret government missions, and a deadly confrontation with his arch rival, a ruthless and violent thief. Caminata's compelling story bears all the hallmarks of Arthur Conan Doyle and establishes this indefatigable investigator as one of the most formidable detectives of the Victorian era and the real Sherlock Holmes. I haven't started it, so I don't have an opinion yet, but it is called The Real Sherlock Holmes. It is by Angela Buckley. Well, I have one more story that I will try to tell quickly before I melt. I told this story on audio, but I will tell it again now for your benefit. We have chickens, and we've had chickens for more than a decade. I don't remember exactly. But I was out checking on our chickens the other day. I went out there, and the door there's a hinged door that's big enough for us to walk through, but it's just a piece of plywood. And it has a little sliding latch on the outside, but we were having a little bit of trouble with it. So they put a board, like a 2x4, I think my husband and son, and it's, I don't know, screwed in or something, but it pivots down. So, like the door is here and this thing pivots into place so that the chickens can't get out and predators can't get in. There's still some gaps around it, but not big enough for anything dangerous to get in. Well, I had moved the board out of the way. I went in and I pulled it, kind of wedged it closed behind me, because we have 2 bachelor roosters that just free range. And if they had followed me in, I may have had a hard time getting them out, and they don't get along well with the rooster that stays with the hens. So I was risking some fighting in there, which I definitely don't want. So I thought, I don't want them following me in there, so I pulled that door closed. Do you see where this is going? That board dropped back down into place on the outside of the chicken coop with me on the inside. Well, there's enough of a gap that I thought maybe I can get my hand under there and push it up. I don't know, but I couldn't get my hand out there enough. And it's a piece of 2x4, so it's pretty substantial. And I just couldn't get my hand out there enough to move it. The other option is, it's sort of like a dog door. It's bigger than that because the hens can go in and out no problem. So it's, I don't know, probably about like that. Can't really see, but like this much. I'm pretty sure I could have wriggled through that. The problem is I would have been diving through with all the chickens and the roosters that live out in their little yard. It's a completely enclosed area. And frankly, I'm not sure I could have even gotten out of that. But I think I could have gone through that little opening. But then I'm imagining them all coming over and like pecking me on the head while I'm trying to get out. And then the other obstacle is, even if I got into that, there is a gate that I can fit through just fine. But there's a cinder block on the other side to keep that from accidentally getting opened by either chickens on the inside or a predator. So I would have had to just shoved, I think I could have done it, but I would have had to shove that open with the cinder block to get out. Fortunately, I had my phone with me and I called the house. Janie didn't pick up right away. She was working on some schoolwork and I had to dial several times, but there is a phone message that is at the end of the audio. I'll try to put it in here too. End of the audio podcast, and me going, Janie, pick up. Janie, I'm stuck in the chicken coop. Janie, pick up. And you can hear all the chickens behind me going, bark, 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 bark. It's really funny.
12:16 p.m.
Janie, pick up. Janie, can you hear me?
End of messages.
So anyway, she did eventually pick up and come out and rescued me and got me out of the chicken coop. Well, I am starting to get like gross, sticky, sweaty sitting out here. The breeze is really nice and the sun's gone behind a cloud probably just momentarily. So I hope that you're having a good day, and I will do my best to, as I said, pop in the stuff that I was hoping to add. Oh, yep, here comes the sun again. All right, everybody, please take care. I'm so glad that you hung out with me on the porch, and I hope that you were able to sit in a nice, cool, and comfortable place and just pretend that you are cool as a cucumber on my very hot porch. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget, if you are interested in pair eyeglasses, there's a link below for a discount. I would love for you to join me and share. If you get some, show me what you got. Tell me what frames you picked and what toppers you got to put on them. Take care, everybody. Good to visit with you. everybody, we got a gigantic chicken egg yesterday. It's a little over 3 inches from top to bottom. I want to know if it weighs more or less than a 100-gram skein of yarn. Oop. Let's find out. Okay, this skein of yarn is approximately 100 grams. Let's check. It varies a little bit. I have yet to find one that's less than 100, so let's see what this one is. 106-ish for this skein of yarn. Let's see how much this egg weighs. Look at that! It weighs more than a skein of yarn. Oh my goodness. This thing is huge. I'll let you know later if it's a double yoker, almost certainly. I get through indefatigable once, just reading it straight on, and formidable. But I stumbled over forger. Do I need a blooper reel? I probably need a blooper reel.